Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenade from Pomku, eliminating everybody on the field.
Now between something as well is going to be a fly as and Death Buff them, and it's going to be huge. Fighting three.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the four-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tranquility Season 10 Transcendence tier feature match. We got two teams tonight looking to set up an early establishment at the top of the tier here in our marquee matchup of the week. I am Mr. Yeti. Joining me tonight is Beth Kahn. How are you doing, Beth?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's my first cast of the season, and I could not be more excited. We got two teams here that we have had a lot of hype coming into this season about, but both for different reasons. The first one we're going to talk about here is the Devil Dukes. Devil Dukes coming off of their finals appearance last season, but this is a very different Devil Dukes team than the team that was in the finals last season, Beth.
Definitely, yeah. We saw the Devil Dukes last season, like you said. They were the runner-ups to the Transcendence tier champions, but we only have one returning player coming back this season, and that's Brent. Everybody else on this team is new to Trank in general, as far as I could tell looking back through the rosters. So it's going to be interesting to see what this brand new Devil Dukes team pulls out. We didn't get a chance to see them in the preseason either, so we're not entirely sure what they're going to bring to the table here, but it's sure going to be a good match to watch.
Absolutely. If it's the Devil Dukes, you know they're going to bring a lot of talent to the table, as they always have here in Tranquility. But on the opposite end, we have a brand new team to Tranquility, and that is the Fleet Angels. Now, I say brand new team very loosely with these guys, because if you've been in Tranquility for as long as we have, Beth, there's a lot of names in here that we absolutely recognize.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have Smarties, who's a moderator. You have Telmjacan. You've got all sorts of people who we recognize. I'm pretty sure they only have one brand new player to the community on their team in VNX, and everybody else, I think, has even been an all-star at some point or another.
Exactly. There is a ton of talent on this team, and it doesn't just rest with people like VNX and obviously being the brand new player. You have players returning who are all-stars. You have
How's it going?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Hello.
Over there.
Enemy here. Bad guy. Heads up. Hi, ho.
The objective is now
on your own side. Hello. Hey there. Cover you up.
ultimate is charging.
Dive targets there and just able to eliminate them and not letting the Fleet Angels get much of anything. Fleet Angels have 0 ultimates in this fight at this point, whereas Devil Dukes are coming up on all 5 of theirs.
Yeah, it's a tough spot right now for the Fleet Angels. They're going to need to find a pick and need to find it fast here. But those ultimates are going to start creeping up on them. We see the Transcendence now in from Sugar Smooth, trying to stabilize out for the Devil Dukes, and they will find Smarties there. Mikey finishing them off on the Tracer. Rally now in from Brent to continue the onslaught here from the Devil Dukes. And this is just Devil Duke domination on downtown.
Say that 5 times fast.
I will not thank you. I will say it once, but that's all that's needed because that was absolute and utter annihilation from the Devil Dukes, taking down Fleet Angels. Very convincing. I think I only saw 1 kill for Fleet Angels that entire point.
Yeah, that was a really tough match for the Fleet Angels. They kind of got cut on their back foot, and Devil Dukes were able to take full advantage of that and just absolutely dominate that map. But with that point with them winning that point easily, though, comes another point, and this is going to be a very different look. We're on Mecha Base. We saw Fleet Angels run out on a brawlier kind of comp initially, and it looks like they're going back onto the Orisa for maybe a little bit more of that. Whereas the Devil Dukes rolled out on that ball comp. Maybe the Devil Dukes are super strong and the Fleet Angels are super weak with that ball comp, but we do see the Devil Dukes swapping over to a brawl of their own here.
Yeah, brawl tends to still creep up in these types of maps back at base, always being the brawl map of choice, but Telm's going to stay on the Orisa here to go for the brawl, but we do see mirroring Cassidy's, Maze, Baptiste, and Lucio otherwise. So it's the Reinhardt versus the Orisa as the brawl takes place here on the high grounds of Mecha Base. Telm forced into that gold already here, trying to push out, trying to resist the onslaught here from Obese Chicken, pushing him back, but unfortunately not able to establish really any presence right now is the Fleet Angels because they're being pushed back by the aggression here. But Brent is going to be taken down, gets caught by Telm. He's now going to push in here, but Obese Chicken finds Velzen. So Velzen taken down by a pin here from Obese Chicken. You see a spear from Telm trying to take down a target here, not able to do so, however. The grenade in, not able to connect, but VNX taken down late there, not able to be stabilized out by Smarties, and that is going to be a point A take for the Devil Dukes.
Yeah, even though Fleet Angels were able to get a really good early pick onto Brent, they weren't able to push their advantage into the Devil Dukes. They just had too much damage output and too much stability with that Rhine shield for Fleet Angels to really take advantage over the fact that they had less speed and healing. Devil Dukes get the first cap here, and they're already coming up on their high noon from Nasser and a window from Sugar Smooth. Fleet Angels, Smarties is coming up on a window of her own, so we'll see whether she's able to use it here to advantage as we approach the next fight.
Here we go, hunted Deadeye now from Nasir. Not going to find any targets there, but the damage is done, it looks like here. With that amplification matrix from Smarties invested, not really getting any value out of it, however. That is a quick and decisive team kill for the Devil Dukes.
Yeah, even though the Fleet Angels were able to get their window up and kind of get that ult out early, Devil Dukes were just able to take out both of the healers early on, which made it so Fleet Angels just weren't able to stay in that fight for any length of time. Devil Dukes are coming up on a couple of really big ultimates of their own here with a slam, a window, and a freeze as Fleet Angels make their way to point.
And amplification matrix now from Sugar Smooth for the Devil Dukes here. Point nearly taken by the Fleet Angels there, but they're going to be Devil Dukes get back on and stop that ticking up here. Ice block used from Velzen, so big survivability cooldown out, and they look to be taken advantage of. Here comes the Blizzard from Velzen as Nasir falls right there. Telm J can indeed, right there with that spear to Mikey, taking them down as well. And that is the first point cap here today for the Fleet Angels.
Yeah, and with a really good rotation and not a whole lot of ult usage, honestly. Other than Velzen's freeze, Fleet Angels were able to take that without any other ults being used, whereas Devil Dukes used the freeze of their own and window early on in the fight. Fleet Angels were just able to use that positioning super well to their advantage and put the Devil Dukes into a place where they didn't want to fight.
The Earth Shatter is going to be a big ultimate here from Obese Chicken. No shield to block it. And it's going to be a big ultimate here. We'll see if they can get benefit from that cooldown. Sound Barrier in to counter out the Deadeye from Charybdis. Charybdis hasn't pulled the trigger quite yet. Going to break that shield. Earth Shatter in, only finding Belzen, but that's going to be a good target to take down. And that is going to be another very quick fight here for the Devil Dukes, as they're going to take down the Fleet Angels here and go up to 67% now and counting, Beth.
Yeah, we're getting into last fight territories for the Fleet Angels here, but the Fleet Angels do have an advantage as far as ultimates go. We've almost got another window, beat, and window up. We've got beat and Terra Surge up coming up for them. Devil Dukes do still have that high noon available, which could prove to be a big ultimate, especially since it can clear a lot of space when you have this high ground and they're playing on points.
Absolutely. Here we go. Deadeye now from Nasir. We see Sound Barrier in from VNX to try to stop that, but the damage is done. Tell him take it down. And there's an amplification matrix from Smarties to try to stem the bleeding here for the Fleet Angels, but that is a decisive team kill and a decisive Busan for the Devil Dukes as they go up 1-0 in this match.
You really have to hand it to the Devil Dukes. They just looked so practiced and coordinated the entire time. Fleet Angels did show some signs of life there towards the end. They got a couple of really good fights and a couple of really good point caps off, but Devil Dukes are looking close to unbeatable at this point, honestly. Again, just good ult usage, good coordination, good target focus. They just look fantastic.
They really do. They look very strong right now. Fleet Angels going to have to find some answers here as we head to Hybrid next, but a great map one there from the Devil Dukes, standing up to the Fleet Angels here going into our next round. Again, that's Hybrid. Definitely standout play. I was really impressed there by some of the play we saw from the DPS player Nasir. The Devil Dukes definitely a standout as well. But really, I was Obese Chicken was very, very strong on the tank overall that entire time. Their aggression just kind of seemed to overwhelm Fleet Angels pretty much throughout.
Definitely, and you've got to hand it to the support line of Devil Dukes for that too. There were a couple of times when I saw Sugarsmooth in particular put out a couple of really clutch immortality fields to prevent the Fleet Angels from being able to punish Obese Chicken's kind of hyper aggression. So definitely a lot of good play coming out from that side. On the side of the Fleet Angels, though, we did see some good play as well coming out of particularly their support line. Smarties, again, building up her ults really quickly, getting a lot of really good windows out. Just really good play from her, definitely.
I would love to see Telm line up with that Reinhardt here. Seems like the Orisa's just kind of getting pushed around right now for the Fleet Angels. I'd like to see them mix it up here a little bit going into the next round. Try something different with the composition, because I just don't think the Orisa is really working for what they're trying to accomplish. They're just getting overwhelmed up front, and I think it would really help to switch to something a little bit more aggressive that can kind of push back onto Obese Chicken a little bit right now, because Obese Chicken is certainly winning that frontline war here for the Devil Dukes. But that being said, I believe the map is chosen, if I'm not mistaken here. Not quite yet, but Hollywood. Hollywood has been chosen here by the Fleet Angels. Again, losing team for each map gets to pick the next one. We will play 4 maps, and if there's no winner decided after 4 maps, we will play a tie-breaking 5th map. That's right, it's Overwatch League Season 1 rules here in Tranquility Gaming. Here, if you are not familiar, if you're brand new to us this season, welcome. Season 10 is exciting. It's a lot of fun, the biggest season yet, so we certainly appreciate you joining us here. Hollywood is an interesting map, Beth, because you get to see a lot of different takes, a lot of different approaches to it, especially on that point A. A lot of people tend to bring Wrecking Ball into the fold, but we even see Diva and Winston making appearances at time here. There's a lot of high ground to exploit. Do you expect to see Wrecking Ball from both of these teams coming into this map, given the high level of play from their tanks?
I certainly expect to see it from the Devil Dukes. They looked extremely comfortable and confident on the Wrecking Ball in the first point of Busan on downtown. Would not be surprised at all if they rolled on that, especially on attack, where it can be really strong. I almost wonder with this map choice, though, whether the Fleet Angels are wondering about running something a little pokier. We haven't seen them run a kind of legitimate poke comp. It's maybe not as viable as it has been in the past, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was something that they were thinking about doing for an alternate look. I was going to say, didn't get a chance to watch them play in the preseason, so not entirely sure what their comfort picks are, though.
Yeah, Fleet Angels only had one game in the preseason. That was a 3-1 loss to Amnesia, who ended up going on to the preseason finals. We're not 100% certain what to fully expect here from the Fleet Angels. Again, we talked a little bit about some of the highlight players on that team previously. I kind of want to go back and talk about, again, those two players in particular, both Velzen and Horus. Specifically, starting with Velzen. Velzen has been in Tranquility since Season 1, going all the way back to the team Silence. So long time member of Tranquility Gaming here, now in the 10th season here in Tranquility. They took a bit of a hiatus. They worked, played a little bit on a T3 team for a little while. Didn't kind of stop playing a little bit after that, and now they're back here in Tranquility, playing yet again. It's very exciting to see them back. That's a Tranquility Hall of Famer, first class, first ballot Hall of Famer is Velzen. And we see Charybdis as well back in here on the Symmetra. And that's probably just to get out the gate. I had a moment there. I had a moment. I was a little confused.
And there they are, just messing us up, going over to the Sombra instead. For the Devil Dukes, we do have a substitute coming in with Wompdomp. Wompdomp, also a veteran member of the community, has played all the way from Harmony tier when he started on Strix, kind of playing his way up through the ranks, and is now playing main support for a Transcendence tier team, which is something that we love to see in Tranquility. People working their way up through the ranks and just improving and getting better.
Absolutely. Love to see it. Wompdomp with their Transcendence tier debut this season, playing that support with Sugar Smooth from the Devil Dukes here. Velzen getting in there on the Tracer, mixing it up a little bit. Not able to find anything, just pestering right now before they get back into that Tracer duel with Mikey here. Is Velzen. Recall in from Mikey, so Mikey now defensive cooldowns burned here, but they are going to be able to get out and get away. Charybdis looking for that hack for the Fleet Angels to kind of open things up. They'll grab the Mega here. We see just kind of this poke fest going on right now. The hack in onto Obese Chicken on the ball, taken very low, but it's going to be kept up here as the kill is going to be caught on, or taking Smarties down here, and that's an early takedown here onto the Zenyatta, which is going to set Fleet Angels back just a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fleet Angels are playing very patient. They're waiting for their hacks. They're kind of jumping on them, but unfortunately for them, Mikey was just able to get a really good pick off onto Smarties and just disrupt their entire attack, sending them back to a more defensive position.
Velzen takes an orb to the face and has to recall it back to stay alive there. And right now, again, we're just kind of in this staging phase. Very common with Wrecking Ball compositions, a lot of time kind of staging and setting up, looking for kind of that go trigger or that cooldown to be burnt to kind of set your team up here to get in and go. We see the first pile driver in from Obese Chicken onto the high ground. VNX caught out here by Obese Chicken and Sugar Smooth, putting a lot of pressure in, gonna take them down here. And Tell them tried to get in on the back line here, gonna be dropped as well. So Fleet Angels right now trying some tricks, pulling some tricks out of the bag, but Devil Duke's able to withstand the blow so far.
Yeah, and if you're Fleet Angels here, you're working on being patient and setting up your ball dives, but it just seems like they're using a lot of time to do so. Only 2 minutes left on their attack, and Devil Dukes are just looking like they're having an impenetrable defense.
See Deadeye now from Nasir. You're looking for a target, not able to find one, just zoning out the Fleet Angels right there. But Velzen is going to get Obese Chicken now. No tank for the Devil Dukes. So we're going to see the Devil Dukes try to turn this around. They're going to play backside of Cafe, trying to get some damage onto Telm. You see the hack coming in onto Nasir, forcing them back. They will be forced out of the Cafe here as the proximity mines are now in from Telm. EMP from Charybdis, only connecting with Obese Chicken, but that's really quite enough. Sugar Smooth too late on the Transcendence, and the trick game is on right now. We see a rally from Wompdomp trying to get this one back in the Devil Duke's favor. Nasir takedown VNX, so that is one support now down for the Fleet Angels here. Velzen very low, is going to have a hard time getting healed up, and there goes Smarties as well. So no supports now for the Fleet Angels, and the Devil Dukes will rally that back on the backs of the rally from Wompdomp.
Yeah, that was a really smart move by Wompdomp. Even though the Devil Dukes were down, he had full confidence in his team. It was like, you know what, if I rally, if we keep sort of jiggle peeking points to prevent too much of it from getting ticked up, we're going to be able to sustain this until Obese Chicken can come back. Fleet Angels do have their Transcendence and their Rally, which can both be very good sustaining ultimates, but the Devil Dukes have a couple of big aggressive ultimates of their own coming up here as we approach 38 seconds left on the attack.
Pulse Bomb's gonna be big here. Gonna see what Mikey goes for. If Mikey does go for Smarties, it could blow up in their face, unfortunately, here. Gonna take Telm very low. Telm trying to stay alive. Pack in now as well. Telm getting in there, trying to mix it up on this Wrecking Ball. Gonna be dropped by Mikey, who's looking still for a target with that Pulse Bomb, getting locked into a duel with Charybdis, who's going to get out here. 10 seconds left for the Fleet Angels as they haven't been able to get anything going. Velzen gonna get dropped by Womptomp with a whip shot. You see Deadeye now from Nasir to zone out the point. Telm gonna get on the point here, but VNX dropped by Mikey as well. This is just, again, just absolute dominance by the Devil Dukes.
Yeah, Fleet Angels are just kind of looking a little bit lost, honestly. They did a good job of playing patient, setting things up, but just weren't able to really make anything of it just because the Devil Dukes are playing with such good coordination. And it's really tough. Obese Chicken is looking really good on that Wrecking Ball. Telm, unfortunately, just hasn't been able to match that. Wasn't able to get an ult up during that half of the map. If you're the Fleet Angels here, you've got to think, like, how are we going to beat this Wrecking Ball comp on defense? Because the Devil Dukes are looking extremely comfortable on it.
Absolutely. Now, Fleet Angels will have an opportunity to come back here. They did get some point progression, so it is certainly still, quote-unquote, winnable for the Fleet Angels here. But Devil Dukes looking really strong right now, trying to get up 2-0 very early here. In this matchup, only 20 minutes into the matchup, already looking to go up 2-0. That would be a very, very, very strong start for a team that we know nothing about, but had very high expectations of.
Definitely. And it looks like the Fleet Angels are going over to more of a pokey comp on defense. They're playing kind of more of a counter ball Sombra Tracer comp. Fleet Angels do have Velzen still over on that Tracer, which I think is a really good pick for them. When they did look good and when they were able to get that point tick percentage up, it was kind of off of the back of Velzen being able to put in a lot of damage and get some really key picks like we saw in the replay against Obese Chicken.
Sure, I would agree with that. I would agree with that, definitely. I would like to see Charybdis. I like to see Charybdis on the Ashe here. I think it's a little bit of a different look. It's going to apply a lot of pressure to the Zenyatta and the Brigida here for the Devil Dukes. It's going to make it really difficult for them to get through this choke point here. But if you're the Fleet Angels right now, you have a tall task ahead of you, but we'll see if they can rise to the occasion here as we get underway with the Dynamite not connecting with any targets right now. But Charybdis just going to start throwing lead down the shooting lane here.
And that's what you got to do is Ashe, right? Put in a lot of damage, get your ultimate build up, get some of the key dynamites, things like that. We do see that Velzen is already kind of harassing them, though, in the backline, building up their ult fairly quickly, honestly.
That was a real... Sugar Smooth was taken very low. Lots of low targets right now for the Devil Dukes. They're barely staying alive right now. Sugar Smooth getting pressured by Charybdis, who's going to finish off Sugar Smooth here. So we see Charybdis getting immediate value on the Ashe here on this matchup. And it's going to send Devil Dukes packing, it looks like here, as Fleet Angels will hold off the initial attack.
Yeah, that was a really good pick by Charybdis. Honestly, really great anticipation and just good aim coming out from them. Devil Dukes are looking to set up here. They do have to deal with a couple in their backline too.
Absolutely. Velzen trying to get in there, not able to connect, needs to get a heal, found a heal, and staying back in it. They have no recall right now, so they're very vulnerable, but a great pile driver in from Obese Chicken onto the high ground. VNX very low, but is going to be kept up. Mikey, however, very low as well. We see a lot of damage trading out for both sides here, with supports fighting to stabilize out their team. Velzen does get caught behind the dumpsters there by Obese Chicken, and that is Velzen taken down. Pile driver in from Obese Chicken onto Telm, who is forced off of the point here. Already at point tick now for the Devil Dukes as Mikey is taken down here by Telm. So again, resisting the onslaught so far is the Fleet Angels here, with Charybdis finding another pick on the Sugar Smooth. And that Ashe pick is paying off. They are keeping that Zenyatta really pushed off of the point.
Yeah, they're looking really comfortable on this poke comp. I want to give a shout out to Smarties on that last play. You mentioned VNX getting very low, saved by an immortality field from Smarties at a clutch moment there. Devil Dukes are coming up pretty close to all 5 of their ultimates here. But Fleet Angels have a couple of big ones in their pocket as well, so could see a big ult fight coming up here with 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the Devil Dukes attack.
Sugar Smooth taken very low. Charybdis finding a lot of value on this Ashe. Finds the Dynamite as well. Sugar Smooth and Womp both having a lot of trouble getting onto this point because of the pressure from Charybdis right now. Charybdis searching for Nasir with a little bit of scouting shots around, trying to find that Sombra, who you got to figure they're expecting a lot of ultimates here. It's been 1 minute. There's about 1 minute left, and there's no ults in play, but here we go. Proximity Mines on the point from Obese Chicken, who immediately starts ticking up the percentage here. Bob gets out into the cafe, but not going to get through the door, which is unfortunate. So an ineffective Bob here from Charybdis, but it doesn't matter as the Fleet Angels are going to find the kills.
Yeah, that was a really good play there, and Sugar Smooth popping kind of a late trance, but with a minute left, you gotta kind of just try to stay up and try to stay alive so you can get a 5-person fight in here. Devil Dukes used 4 ultimates that fight. Womp Jump with the rally is the only one left, but Fleet Angels answered back with 4 of their own, only having the lift remaining.
With only the Gravitic Flux now in play here for Charybdis, or sorry, for Talm, it's going to be a big ultimate here to see if they can catch some key targets in that. We did see Womp Domp right now with the rally. That's going to be a big ultimate as well. So it comes down a lot to how effective that lift is here from Telm. Obese Chicken is very low. They're going to keep them up with the rally and the packs coming in. We see the lift onto the onto the Brigida here, but they're not going to be able to get any follow-up as that rally healing and armor is going to keep Womp Stomp alive. Nasir on the Hanzo now, mixing it up here with Charybdis, trying to apply some pressure to that Ashe. Pile driver in, but did they see 9? Oh no,
they see 9.
They see 9. Oh no, the Fleet Angels. Oh my goodness, you almost pulled off the nearly impossible defense here on point A, and you see 9.
In Fleet Angels' defense, I think Obese Chicken did boop them off there at the last second.
I do believe you're right, but at the same time, that is just brutally unfortunate there. The Fleet Angels actually looked like they might have a chance to take that map here, but because of the brutal looking C9, I mean, it might have been a boop, it might have been a C9. It's unfortunate,
situation.
and even if it's not a C9, I expect the chat to be responding in kind with the letter and the number, please. That being said, tough round there for the Fleet Angels, really close to pulling it off. But with that being said, we did see some life from them there, finally able to stand up to the Devil Dukes a little bit. We may see certainly a possibility here of a comeback. Great kill there from Charybdis onto Sugar Smooth with perhaps maybe a little bit too much of an ego peak there from Sugar Smooth, but it did not pay off. I hope that is unfortunate, folks. You hate to see that. My goodness.
Hurts a little bit.
I am confused. That it looked like Telm was on the point.
Telm was on the point.
Is there? I don't know if production, if there's any way they can bring back up that specific clip, because I am desperate to see it one more time. I'm not really clear as to what exactly happened, but if there's any chance that production is able to bring up that specific clip, I don't know if they can. Looks like we are going to go back to that replay here and see what happened. But it looks like, again, we see the point presence is there. We see Telm lurking on the very edge of the point. It just looks like they didn't get back on.
I think the pile driver kind of lifted him a little bit.
Yeah,
It prevented him from
stopped his forward momentum from getting onto the point. So kind of a C9, kind of not there. It's brutal, though, if you're the Fleet Angels. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Devil Dukes up 2-0 in this matchup here and making a statement here early on against the Fleet Angels here. We got a 10-minute halftime coming up here now. Stay tuned. More Overwatch coming up right around the corner. Welcome back, everybody, here to the Transcendence tier feature match. Again, I'm Mr. Yeti, joined by BethCon on the analyst desk. We have the Devil Dukes taking on Fleet Angels right now, with the Devil Dukes up 2-0 here in our Week 1 tilt in the Transcendence tier. Beth, it has been a strong performance from the Devil Dukes, about 20 minutes of action and 20 minutes of Devil Dukes winning, which may have been a little bit of a surprise for some people, given some of the reputations from Fleet Angels, but Devil Dukes obviously has a reputation to live up to themselves. Definitely some strong play from the Devil Dukes for sure so far.
Yeah, definitely. I know during the break we were both talking about kind of players that we've been keeping an eye on. One of them is Obese Chicken, the main tank for the Devil Dukes, just looking really good on the Wrecking Ball right now. Absolutely has been an unstoppable force there. As well as Mikey on DPS, just honestly popping off and looking great on that Tracer.
Now, Fleet Angels, the map 1, we'll call it a wash. We'll call it it wasn't a good map. Get it out of your head. Short memory there. Map 2, it looked really bad after a tough offense, but that defense, they almost pulled it off. A little bit of a letter number at the end there. Some good play though from Fleet Angels. Their support line looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, their support line is looking pretty good. Smarties on the Baptiste especially putting in really big numbers for support and damage, but also getting some really clutch utility out. Also got to hand it to Charybdis there. Just an absolute force on the Ashe at the end. Just putting in a lot of map pressure, not letting Devil Dukes get set up where they want to get set up to really establish that presence for their ball comp. So Fleet Angels are showing some signs of life. They are showing that they're still in this. Unfortunate there at the end that they were just not able to get onto the point.
Question is will the Devil Dukes be able to put the foot on the neck here, put the boots to the throat, and finish off the Fleet Angels here? At least we play format. We've been over this already, but go up 3-0. We move to Circuit Royale. This is again a Fleet Angels pick, so they go to Circuit, which is a hit scan favored map, and we did see Charybdis on that hit scan looking really strong, so they're maybe trying to play to that perhaps specialty here, try to give a different look to the Devil Dukes.
Yeah, and if I had to guess which of the 3 escort maps Fleet Angels were going to pick, this is going to be my number 1 pick. The defense on the first 2 points especially really favors that pokey comp that they showed a lot of success with on Hollywood. Whether or not they're going to be able to push it on offense is going to be the real key question here, as Devil Dukes' defense on the last map was just so oppressive and honestly very difficult for the Fleet Angels to break.
No question about that. Fleet Angels going to have to bring a different look here on this next map, and Circuit Royale is the perfect map to bring a different look to the table. Both teams getting ready here as we get to Circuit Royale. Devil Dukes, we haven't really seen so much of the traditional quote-unquote hit scan. We did see Nasir a little bit on the Cassidy so far, but we haven't really seen that hit scan duel. It is worth noting that the Fleet Angels do have a hit scan, very proficient hit scan, that Season 2 Widow 1v1 champion Horus on their team, who I'm not sure if they're here tonight or not, unfortunately. I'm not sure if they're going to be brought in here to play this next map or not, but that being said, again, we did see that hit scan proficiency, so a lot to come in here, a lot can change for Fleet Angels trying to come back in this matchup.
Yeah. And I love a good hit scan duel, especially a Widow duel. I really hope both teams roll out on the Widow. That can just be so much fun to watch.
Absolutely. No question about that. A couple finals, by the way, really quick while we're getting this one loaded in, as some of the matches are over already. We do see Guangzhou Gangsters grabbing a 4-0 victory over the Nightmare Outlaws, and as well we see the Hive Mind Halifites and Singularity are still at it. We see 2-1 right now for Singularity over the Halifites. And worth noting there, Halifites down their tank today. Sticko not able to play today, so they have a ringer tank, which are going up against Singularity. And Wyverns and Classified just ended. Wyverns picking up the victory there. New team to Tranquility this season, Wyverns. So new looks from some teams here. So interesting results already coming through. But nonetheless, here we go. We are on Circuit Royale, and Horus has taken the field on the Widowmaker. It's Horus versus Nasir. Double sniper compositions. This is going to get exciting.
Yeah, you totally called that one there, Yeti. I think that the Nasir versus Horus Widow duel is going to be a very interesting one. They obviously brought Horus in especially for that purpose.
Horus, again, Season 2 Widowmaker 1v1 champion. Has not played in Tranquility for a long time, but it's going to be Velzen getting the quick pick there onto Nasir. So no Widowmaker now, but Mikey going to answer back, take down the Hanzo here with Velzen being taken down. But Telm is going to apply pressure, take down Obese Chicken, and the pressure now is pushing forward here for the Fleet Angels as they're going to be able to round this corner and push towards point B here on Circuit Royale.
Yeah, Fleet Angels did a great job there of just breaking the defense of the Devil Dukes. That really good early pick from Velzen just really set them up for success there. But it almost looks like the Devil Dukes may not get a full contest here. No, it looks like they're dropping. Never mind.
Obese Chicken getting down to contest the cart here a little bit. But Obese Chicken going to find Smarty, so now no Baptiste. That's a big source of healing now off the table for the Fleet Angels, and Obese Chicken, recognizing that they have the advantage, is going to push up quickly. They're going to eat a rock there from Telm, but it doesn't matter. Obese Chicken doing the job, getting the kill there. Nice defense picking up there, and now it's a really tough spot for the Fleet Angels. That's a really hard spot to push into.
Yeah, I was going to mention that this is probably one of the most easily defensible end of point A comps on the Escort in the game. They've got the high grounds, they've got a lot of just very good angles to hold on defense here. If you're the Fleet Angels, you're looking to build up some sort of ultimate to give you the edge in this fight.
Fleet Angels are looking for any sort of edge they can get here. They're looking for a pick, ideally. I gotta imagine that's gonna be what sets this off, but it's gonna be Telm falling first here as the front line taken down. Horus is going to take down Nasir here, so winning that Widow duel, but a little bit too late for the Fleet Angels to really be able to capitalize on it so far, with Telm taken out of that fight early. Again, the DPS trying to stay on this corner and keep applying pressure. And here comes the Dragon Strike now in. Going to take Velzen and Horus very low. It's actually going to kill Horus there, so that's going to buy probably another 30 seconds or so here for the Devil Dukes. And very quickly for the Fleet Angels, despite the strong start, they're very close to going down here to last fight territory.
Yeah, that was a really smart heads-up play by Mikey. They were just resetting, waiting to kind of get together, but before the fight could even start, he was able to send Horus back to spawn, just really putting them at an advantage here. Both teams have their Sigma ult up here, and both teams pretty much have their trance to cancel it out.
You see both teams using the amplification matrix here. You see the lift first and foremost from Obese Chicken, not really able to capitalize on it too much here. Transcendence now used early there from Brent, and oh, what a great rock there from Obese Chicken to stop that ultimate. But Brent was taken down, so we do see a support down for the Devil Dukes here. So the Fleet Angels will be able to push in, trying to pressure Mikey very low, is going to manage to get out. Eyes now in play here for Nasir. They will see the entirety of Fleet Angels here as they start applying pressure to Telm, who pops the hands up front, trying to stay afloat here, but Obese Chicken is going to ignore the take and push in on the back line there. Dragon Strike in for Mikey, gonna pressure the back line there of the Fleet Angels, and Mikey comes in with the arrows, connecting with the Fleet Angels here. 15 seconds, VNX is absolutely on an island right now, and it's taken down.
Yeah, I don't think the Fleet Angels get a touch here. Really great play by Mikey, building up that Dragon Strike so quickly. And Obese Chicken's clutch rock there that ended Telm's ability to ult. Just absolutely great heads-up play by the Devil Dukes there all around.
Telm is going to be able to get the touch in on the Wrecking Ball, but it's just a little bit too late. Tracer switch as well, not really able to do anything. And despite a tough start there, the Devil Dukes able to hold before point A. Great hold from the Devil Dukes.
Yeah, this point A is extremely defensive-sided. But they played it honestly perfectly. We did see that Fleet Angels had a lot of the momentum going into first. They passed under that Arches sort of defensive area with ease. But Devil Dukes just played very good defense there. You saw that Obese Chicken got a ton of picks, was playing really good front line, allowing his back line to just have all the time and space that they needed in order to get the picks.
Absolutely there, slow motion there, great rock there from Obese Chicken to stop that ultimate, to stop that flux from Telm. I mean, honestly, that might have really kind of saved that map a little bit there. They had to apply a lot more pressure to take down Brent there in that fight, and that really kind of slowed the assault there from the Fleet Angels. And now Devil Dukes, you know, we talked about this point being tough to take, you know, once you get around that corner, and now Devil Dukes have to take on that challenge here. And we did just see Fleet Angels put out a really good defense, so I'm not saying it's not possible here, Beth, but it's a tough hill to climb.
It is a tough hill to climb, but we've seen the Fleet Angels be really strong on this poke defense previously. We've got Horus instead of Charybdis in on that hit scan, but Horus has been showing a lot of strength on the Widowmaker. If the Fleet Angels are able to hold it here, I mean, it's do or die time for them. If they don't get this win this map, they have no chance of winning the entire game and just have to play kind of for map differential on the 4th point.
And it's a big deal in this tournament with only five matches in stage 1. Every point is very important right now. It's only 20 maps over the entirety of the stage, so every map has certainly a level of urgency here. Telm taken very low as the aggression is on from Obese Chicken. The Widowmakers in a duel with each other here. Telm gonna find the first kill onto Obese Chicken, maybe getting a little too aggressive there onto the high ground, and now Telm is gonna start pushing in. Actually, correction, not going to start pushing in, just going to sit on the high ground a little bit longer, but going to keep at bay the assault here from the Devil Dukes, who are just kind of more than happy to just sit there and, you know, keep taking pot shots.
You know, they're playing patient, but really got to hand it. Oh, good pick by Nasser onto Horus. That'll really set him up. But really wanted to hand it there to Smarties and DNX being able to keep Telm up when he got brought extremely low. That helped them win that point and send the Devil Dukes back to spawn momentarily.
The headshot comes in from Mikey, not able to get any finish off there though, but Velzen eats a rock and is taken down. Now the aggression, the brawl coming in from the Devil Dukes. They'll push in here, trying to take down the Fleet Angels. The Devil Dukes looking to close up the match right now.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing up to that corner here. We do see that Obese Chicken is able to get a really good position here. Telm is playing on cart with all their hit scans playing back. But it's looking kind of dire for the Fleet Angels at this point because a lot of their cooldowns are coming out.
Sorry about that, I started choking. And I'm still kind of choking. Here we go. I'm still kind of choking. Beth, take it.
I can keep talking. Okay, so Telm gets a good break off onto Brent here. Mikey is able to get his Storm Arrows off, but it looks here like the Fleet Angels are actually going to be able to hold off of the window of Smarties. Telm is coming up on the lift. Brent does not quite have the trance to answer it yet. Devil Dukes are coming up on a lift of their own, as well as a dragon and a window. The lift window or lift dragon combination can be deadly, especially considering, again, that VNX doesn't have their ult up yet. If they can just wait for Smarties to use her immortality field, this could be a pretty easily won fight for them if they're able to use their ults to their advantage.
Not dead yet. Not dead yet.
Okay, do you want me to keep talking or are you good?
Nope, I'm good. I'm good. I'm back, kind of, I think. But here we go. Dragon Strike now from Mikey. Again, that was so critical in the last fights on defense. They find Velzen again, opening the door right away with that great Dragon Strike there. Transcendence now from VNX and Brent. So both teams stabilizing here with those Transcendence. Tell them they get very low, but going to be kept alive there with that Transcendence healing. But VNX gets caught by Brent and taken down in the Zenyatta duel. Tell them extremely low, but is being kept alive there. Velzen with a huge pick onto Mikey. So right now this fight is still in doubt, but the picks are rolling through here, and they're all rolling through in blue for the Devil Dukes, who will take Circuit Royale, and they will go up 3-0, clinching this match.
Yeah, Fleet Angels had some moments where they shined pretty well there. They were able to get a good defense in. They held them to under a minute. But honestly, Devil Dukes, and especially Obese Chicken, who we see getting play of the game here, just looking absolutely unstoppable on basically every comp they're running at this point. We saw Obese Chicken, or in this point, Fleet Angels did get a couple of picks, but Obese Chicken just able to, with Mikey or Nasser, excuse me, it was Nasser on Tracer there, just able to get the picks that they needed and hold off the Fleet Angels and ultimately win the Devil Dukes.
I nearly died, I swear it. But that
I'm not used to talking that much, Eddie.
I'm used to it, but maybe that's just a sign I'm too loud. Apparently I need to chill just a little bit here. But either way, great round there from the Devil Dukes, taking it on Circuit Royale. They secure the map here with just very, very strong play all around. Mikey on that Hanzo was an absolute difference maker in that matchup, though. Finding those Dragon Strikes to kind of set up. A lot of the team fights they won were on the back of a Mikey Dragon.
Yeah, definitely. Dragon Strike, I think we normally think of as more of a zoning ultimate. It's more about splitting the team and taking space. He was able to get a pick with every single one of his Dragon Strikes he threw out from what it seemed like, getting a very clutch pick onto, I believe, Velzen on Tracer there with his most, his last Dragon Strike there at the end of the match when it was pretty clutch. So overall, really great play by him as well.
Really good job overall. Devil Dukes very strong 3-0 in this matchup here, clinching the match so far, but we do have the fourth map yet to come. It is another Fleet Angels pick here as we head to map 4. It's a push map. It's Coliseo coming in now for the Fleet Angels. Only 3 push maps still in the match, so all 3 of them are on the table here. Fleet Angels making the pick to go to the Coliseo, which was the OG push map, as we all will remember, where with New Queen Street. Beth, Coliseo, a lot of teams tend to be preferring to go to Esperanza these days, but we do see Coliseo in play here. And do you think that plays at all to Fleet Angel's strength, or are they just kind of trying something different here, perhaps? What's been going on just hasn't been working.
I'm not sure. I feel like as a resident gold plat player, I feel like there are so many different comps that can work on the push maps that maybe Fleet Angels just feeling a little bit more comfortable on it. Maybe they have something that they want to pull out that they haven't quite given the Devil Dukes as a look yet. If you're Fleet Angels here, again, you've lost the match. Devil Dukes have taken this home, but map differential does matter, and especially towards the end of the season, we've seen it be the difference between people making A tier and B tier. So it's honestly it's a test of mental fortitude here, but it's also a test to see whether you're able to redeem yourself and potentially put yourself in a better position moving forward.
And they have a very strong group overall here in their group in Transcendence tier, with Guangzhou Gangsters, Reckless Delta, Oath, and Nightmare Outlaws sharing this group with them. There is no easy win there for the Fleet Angels this season, so every point is very critical to avoid falling into that elimination pool going into stage 2. So despite being down in this match, you never want to give up any single point here. So an opportunity now for the Fleet Angels to try to bounce back here, claim one final point, claim a little bit of pride as they head into next week's matchup, which for them, coming back here, they're up against Reckless Delta next week. Devil Dukes going up against Nightmare Outlaws next week. So big matchups for both teams coming up here. But Devil Dukes looking to close out that sweep with Fleet Angels coming out here with the Orisa composition. Again, the Orisa has been a favored tank here for Tel.
It has, but it's running into a Junker Queen, which can be a really kind of run over your enemy team comp, and we've seen Helm kind of struggle with that when they were running a Reinhardt instead. A little bit of a different look here on the Junker Queen. I feel like you can get a lot more damage output. Her ultimate obviously does quite a bit. But I almost wonder whether this is something they practiced or whether they're just playing the characters that they kind of want to play.
And I can understand that perspective, maybe having a little bit of fun here, feeling very confident in this situation. We see the Genji in for Mikey. Very much a flashback here to Overwatch League Season 5 here with this look we're getting from the Devil Dukes with the Genji and the Junker Queen here. So certainly a familiar look here, but Charybdis going to find the first kill onto Mikey, taking them down. Charybdis finding us another one there with that railgun shot on the Brent. And there's the amplification matrix in from Smarties. Charge that up real quick. And that's going to be a quick point claim there, and the part is in progression here for the Fleet Angels.
Yeah, really good play by Smarties there, getting her ultimate built up really, really quickly. Devil Dukes are coming up on a couple of their own with that long drawn-out fight with not a lot of people dying right off the bat. They were able to build up quite a bit. But same thing for the Fleet Angels. They're coming up on 4, Devil Dukes are coming up on 5. Kind of could be anybody's game going into this whole fight. We are seeing a Sojourn for the first time this map too, which is kind of interesting considering how powerful it is.
Exactly. We see Terra Surge now from Tel, not able to connect with anybody there. Rally from Womp Top, Sound Barrier is now in from Brent as well. The Deadeye, all the ultimates being used by the Devil Dukes here as they look to turn this around, and the kill feed bleeds blue for them here. And then that's the Devil Duke taking the cart here. Only 35 meters for the Fleet Angels in that first push.
Yeah, which isn't much, but it's also not nothing. The Fleet Angels do have a little bit of a slowdown here to get to that point, and the Devil Dukes and the Fleet Angels get a chance to regroup. That said, Devil Dukes are coming up on their blade. It will be a naked blade. We don't have an Ana in play, but that said, that is the only ultimate in play on the field here, and could put them at a massive advantage.
Certainly could. Here we go now for this next contest here with 17 meters for the Devil Dukes, pushing into this archway here. Robot is being turned around back and forth here. Teams jockeying for possession of the bot. Knife not finding anybody there for Obese Chicken. Not connecting with any targets on that one. We see them pop the shout there, pushing in right there. Knife connecting on a Smarties who's being taken very low. Kept alive by that Immortality field only briefly. Kills right now kind of trading off for both teams, with Telm standing strong in there, but it's going to get dropped. All that self-healing for Obese Chicken, just keeping them afloat through this fight.
Yeah, and even with the kind of trade 2-2 for kills, the Devil Dukes' target focus and their target selection was just a little bit more blunt. They were able to take out both of Fleet Angels' supports really early in the fight, setting them up for success there. Devil Dukes still are holding on to that blade. They haven't used it yet, but in the meantime, Brent and Obese Chicken have both built up to their ults. Fleet Angels have a couple of their own, including Smarties being up on her second window of the match here as we approach the bridge part of the fight.
Absolutely. Here we go now. Fleet Angels looking to stop them here before they get to that checkpoint here. But the stick from Nasir taking down Belzen, and here comes the Junker Queen ultimate there from Obese Chicken. I forgot the name of it because nobody plays Junker Queen these days. Here comes the blade from Mikey. Only finding one, but enough chaos there for the Devil Dukes. They'll take the checkpoint here, and they will continue to push with 71 meters.
Yeah, Fleet Angels are kind of looking like they're stuck on their back foot here. They had a really good showing right at the beginning. The Devil Dukes have been using tempo to their advantage and really using a lot of their ultimates in clutch moments and getting the picks that they need. Nasir especially has been getting a lot of good early picks on that Cassidy and just setting the Fleet Angels up for kind of failure in their fight.
See right now on the flank a little bit there with the Cassidy. Here we go. Amplification matrix now from Smarties, but a lot of targets super low right now for the Fleet Angels. Mikey deflects they deflected the Sojourn slow back into the Fleet Angels and picked up a kill off that. Deadeye now from Nasir gonna find Smarties as well. And despite a kill from Belzen, it's still just all Devil Dukes right now on this offense.
Yeah, and we're approaching last fight here. Devil Dukes may be down their Genji, depending on how quickly they're able to respond, and Fleet Angels have a bunch of ults in their pockets. The Devil Dukes, again, they're controlling the tempo in this game. They're just kind of walking where they want and doing what they want when they want it. It's just looking very coordinated here.
Here we go right now. Devil Dukes trying to finish this one off. Cart will briefly flip here as Nasir is set back with that overclock from Charybdis, applying the pressure right now onto the Devil Dukes. They will let that cart start to move back here, will the Devil Dukes. Trying to see what they can find here. Stick comes in, not able to find anybody there with that pulse bomb is Belzen, who's very low, taken extremely low, trying to stay afloat here. Not getting any heals, unfortunately for them. They're just going to be kept out of the fight, and VNX is going to be dropped here. Rampage in from Obese Chicken, not connecting with any targets. It looks like there maybe catch Telm, but it doesn't matter. It's just all Devil Dukes right now still.
Really good, smart play from the Devil Dukes there. I feel like on these maps it can be kind of counterintuitive to leave bot and allow the enemy team to get some push and kind of just back up to a more defensible position. But for them in this circumstance, it was the right thing to do rather than forcing to stay on bot. They were able to regroup, get to a place where it's more tactically advantageous for them to take a fight, and that ultimately won them that fight.
Here we go now. Last stand for the Fleet Angels here against the Devil Dukes. The Belzen going to be dropped by Mikey, who has a Dragon Blade in his pocket and is going to pop it and look and hunt for those supports. And VNX is going to pop the sound barrier to be able to defend against that. But at the same time, the damage may be already done. Nasir, though, rolling in perhaps a little too aggressively, is going to get dropped before they can get anything from their Deadeye here. Obese Chicken very low. The self-healing in from their axe, not able to keep them, or actually just barely able to keep them afloat. And there's the sound barrier in as Mikey back in. Mikey finding a second here as well, and it does look like, despite the fight looking very, very poor for them, they are going to be able to get back into it. That's, I think, the Devil Dukes are going to finish this one off.
Yeah, and that's really off of the heads-up play of Brent. Honestly, that really good tempo beat is what allowed them to stay in the fight and get a little bit of a regroup. It looks like the Devil Dukes are pulling sort of the same maneuver we saw them pull last time. They're down a player, they're pulling back to a more defensive position and trying to make it so they don't have to fight in that sort of like no man's land middle ground in order to try to preserve their close ones.
Well, I don't know that they were down a player necessarily there. Maybe a little bit of showmanship here from the Devil Dukes. But that being said there, Velzen pushing in onto Nasir as this push goes through the hallway here on Coliseum in the archway. And a bot is going to push past the middle, so they lose their forward spawn here due to the Devil Dukes. Obese Chicken sitting on this rampage here, gonna send it in. Gonna only find VNX and Telm, but that is enough chaos there on the backs of that Deadeye as well from Nasir. And that's a Devil Dukes take here and a Devil Dukes team kill.
Yeah, Fleet Angels are struggling a little bit. Devil Dukes lost their close spawns, but they have a full team here as they kind of push the bot up ahead. Minute 45 seconds left here. Fleet Angels are kind of in a desperate position. They've got two or 2.5 ults in their pocket coming up here, whereas Devil Dukes don't really have any chances or maybe another blade. But it's kind of do or die time for them with a minute and a half left.
The do or die time indeed. And the bot starts to push back here for the Fleet Angels, trying to find a way to rally back into this thing here. Mikey very close to that Dragon Blade here, the next ultimate in play for the Devil Dukes here. Telm has the Terra Surge here, sound barrier in from Brent, and to try to start enabling that push in. Terra Surge now from Telm's gonna find Brent. Telm also taking down Nasir too. That's going to be 2 kills for Telm off the backs of that Terra Surge. And Fleet Angels back into it here. Going to get to push that card one more time.
And if that was showmanship earlier, then Devil Dukes are in a really rough spot because they lost their close spawns for that. So they're having to go all the way back to their main spawns in order to regroup. Fleet Angels had a really great Terra Surge there. Telm really used that to their advantage. And Fleet Angels have a bunch of ults coming online to Devil Dukes only having the Naked Blade up.
Here we go now. Stick not able to find a kill there. Pardon me, not able to find a kill there. Charybdis now back on the Ash, looking for some targets there. Has a Bob in tow as well. And that's Nasir taken down by Charybdis. Bob now going in as well, as the Fleet Angels going to continue to push in here, trying to get a map off of the Devil Dukes here. And VNX going to take down Mikey too. And Fleet Angels not giving up the fight. Gonna keep pushing here. It's now last fight territory, and there are 2 DPS ultimates staring down the Fleet Angels right now, and they only have a sound barrier to try to stop it.
Yeah, VNX is gonna be kind of playing his odds at this point. Does he save it for the blade? Does he save it for the high noon? Does he try to save it for when Obese Chicken comes up on their ultimate? Really got to hand it to the Fleet Angels here, though. They are not going down without a fight as Charybdis picks off Mikey.
That's a big kill. Taking down that blade is Charybdis there, but with a quick spawn from Mikey because of that checkpoint take, Mikey going to be right back into it here again with that Dragon Blade. Dynamite burning on the Cassidy there, on the Seer. Rally now in from Womp Domp, getting Devil Dukes going in the fight. Amplification Matrix though from Smarties, but Smarties going to get dropped here by Obese Chicken, but a huge Terra Surge there from Telm, but an equally huge Rampage that from Obese Chicken, connecting with the entirety of Fleet Angels, and Rampage being as powerful it is, it looks like it might be the ticket here for the Devil Dukes to finish this thing off on the backs of an Obese Chicken Rampage. Very, very strong play there from the Devil Dukes as they look to finish off the sweep here. VNX taken down. One last target here. Velzen trying to keep hopes alive for the Fleet Angels. I guess it's not quite over yet, Beth, but it feels over.
It does, but Fleet Angels are sort of holding on. Smarties gets taken down, Velzen gets taken down. That might be it. And the Devil Dukes win the first week matchup against the Fleet Angels.
Win it convincingly with a 4-0 victory over the Fleet Angels. That is a strong win for the Devil Dukes here. kind of a statement win here in week 1 against a team that had a lot of expectations coming in with the Fleet Angels. Not necessarily having their strongest showing today, but I still expect them to come back later on this season. But you gotta give it to the Devil Dukes. That is, from a team we had no idea what to expect, I now expect very big things moving forward here from the Devil Dukes.
Definitely. Devil Dukes really only had their name sort of as a kind of hallmark of this community, but they've proven that they deserve to be talked about among the best teams in the tier. We saw a couple of really big statement opening matches in Tranquility from a couple of players we've never met before, including Obese Chicken and Mikey. Just really, really solid play all around.
Yep, Obese Chicken definitely stood out to me. Mikey, great DPS play overall as well. We saw them on the Tracer. I mean, Nasir also from the Devil Dukes too. You have to compliment the play there from them as well. Again, another name, really did not know what to expect from them, but they were super strong, especially on that Cassidy. We saw them picking off a ton of great plays. But again, the entire roster of the Devil Dukes, we didn't know what to expect, but every single one of them shined throughout the night. And while we did get great flashes of strong play here from from the Fleet Angels, specifically from Charybdis and Smarties for sure, it was just all Devil Dukes all the time. And really for me, I don't know about you, Beth, for me, my MVP, my standout of the night, I think it has to be the tank here. It has to be Obese Chicken.
Definitely a great pick. We saw Obese Chicken get some really clutch plays, carry some fights almost single-handedly, including getting that really good rock off onto Telm at the end of that circuit point that we just saw. So excellent pick there. For me, I might have to give it to Mikey. Very strong DPS play on the Devil Dukes. Just really, really solid all around. Saw them doing great things on Hanzo, great things on, I believe they were on Sombra for a bit? I don't remember. Tracer, though, definitely did a really good job there. But like you said, every single player on the Devil Dukes just deserves to be mentioned, just because all of them looked so clean and all of them had their pop-off moments tonight.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. Strong play, though, overall from the Devil Dukes is what we're going to be expecting from them now. The rest of the season, you have to figure for sure. But really, really good job overall from the Devil Dukes here tonight, and lots to look forward to there as we get a little slow motion there from the replay booth on that one from Obese Chicken. But just great play overall tonight from both teams. Lots of excitement all across the tier, but the excitement doesn't stop tonight here, it does stop tonight, but it doesn't stop for the week here as we have our Discord tier feature match coming up tomorrow night, Beth, and it is going to be an absolute banger for sure. You have coming up Ragnarok Loki taking on Trigonometric. Trigonometric, new team this season, taking on Ragnarok, longtime team here in Tranquility. Should be a very, very fun match to see Trigonometric, the Discord tier affiliate of the Harmony tier finalists from last season, Geometrics. So should be a very fun matchup to look forward to coming up there this week. So still lots of fun Overwatch coming up here in Tranquility this week. But a quick shout out, of course, to our producer tonight, THC, and also to MI Blizzard, and also to Hippie in the observing booths today. Thank you very much to all of you for your fantastic job tonight. Thank you to Beth on the analyst desk, and thanks to me. I'm awesome. I'm Mr. Yeti, and we appreciate you guys tuning in tonight because you guys are awesome too. Thanks very much for joining us here at Tranquility Gaming, and we'll see you again tomorrow.